Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new sort of series I'm going to be doing where we're dissecting lyrics. So, we're figuring out the deeper meaning. Well, not lyrics, but lines of dialogue, so dialogue dissection. And yeah, we're gonna have fun with it. So, this is like an original poem I made so long ago. So, of course, it's not going to be my best work I've ever made. Probably going to be my worst, to be honest, because it's like years old. Like, of course, I'm going to have better things in store. But this is like getting the main point across of characters from different meanings and different words. Alright, now we're going with just a simple rhyme scheme here. Starting it off, you thought I was dead, but I'm not. So this poem is about Kapekiteo, the illusionist, or whatever. So he's an actual interesting character because he's going to be one of the few I said few. What am I talking about? Anyway, he's gonna be one of the few characters that I'm going to be making a book about, or at least have it on my bucket list, you know? Because I feel like he has potential to be different. Like, he has a formula that's been seen before, but I feel like it can be subverted and make him different. So, you thought I was dead, but I'm not. So that explains, like, the whole illusion bit. I'm gonna strike you from the dark. That, I mean, it could imply that there's gonna be... Well, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. This is a more morally gray character. That he's not a hero. That's what I'm gonna say. We can already say that from the first two lines. I'm gonna rip out your heart. Alright, so this is clearly not a hero. I mean, clearly. So he's violent, he's aggressive, well, it's not aggressive, but he's threatening, is he not? Once I come out of the shadows, you're done. Again with the threats. It's like he's... Like, the person he's talking to is... Like, he feels threatened. So he has to make threats back, if that makes sense. He feels like the person he's up against his opponent is rather powerful and not to be taken lightly. I let you think I was dead from the start just for fun. Just for fun being the key part of that sentence that implies that he is more mischievous from his nature, from his core, but he's still making these threats like, I'm gonna rip out your heart, or once I come out of the shadows, you're done, making these threats. It's almost this mischievous, violent exterior that he's got going on here, with his sort of... with all of the, like, with the first paragraph of lines, we can tell that this guy is he's not a hero. He is clearly a gray character. He's not a character that is supposed to be treated as a hero. He is mischievous. He is also very violent. Do not mess with this guy. Anyways, we're gonna get into the... Like, this used to be a song used to be, keyword used to be, because I'm not, God, why are you doing that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's just technical difficulties. We're having some technical difficulties. Anyways, we can tell that this character is already a mischievous, violent being. They're not a hero like many. Well, not like many. They're not a hero, pretty much. They're not, and they're probably not good. Coming, like, we already established that they're, like, even if, like, they have this mischievous, angry threats, like, they're not totally, like, it's not complete malice, but it's like that sort of malice where the person is having fun with it. Like, it's that sort of playful malice, that sort of malice that likes itself, if that makes sense. Like, this sort of evil that likes what it's doing. That's having fun with every step of the way. So let's go into the chorus. Lies and tricks, spells and illusions, only things that separate me from the rest. I was so useless. I was always broken. Now I'm helping to save every dimension. So this also comes back. So this already we have a character. Mischievous, angry, sort of fighter, right? He's not a hero, but I wouldn't say he could be a villain, but it's not confirmed that he's a villain within the lyrics that we are given. Now with the new ones, we can clearly see some sort of imposter syndrome, right? We can see like him wanting to be different, you know? He doesn't want to be the same as the rest. So maybe he does some of the four things that he just listed to just hang on, let me highlight these. Maybe he does all of those just to separate himself from the rest. Not just, but they're one of the reasons why he does all of them. Which is a fascinating trait, and again we get this sort of imposter syndrome sort of feel, right? We get this, oh, I'm so useless, always so broken, and now he has to cope with helping to save every dimension. So this is the timeline where, like, he's one of the people trying to save the whole multiverse. In the J-Lab Sip story, there's countless characters from every single universe teaming up to defeat this sort of unstoppable being, this evil that's was deemed impossible to beat for so long. And he is now turning to the light. He's finally, like, sort of given, like, we can see him, the development, right? Well, the possible development, we haven't seen it yet, but he also seems to feel broken and useless. He doesn't feel content with what he's doing, I don't think. Or at least that's what I'm getting from this from what we got. But let's keep going. Not all people are oblivious. Why did I say obvious? I meant oblivious. Jesus Christ. Okay. You see right here? That's one of the examples of past me not being like this is not my prime. Alright? In any shape or form. Not all people are as oblivious, not the ones that know what I did. So he clearly, like, it feels like he feels guilty. He feels guilty for what he has done. And he's worried about what people are sort of think of him, I guess. For some reason. The things I did weren't supposed to be called villainous just because I did something that you all forbid. Alright, so we clearly have an audience here. The things I did weren't supposed to be called villainous just because I did something that you all forbid. Meaning that he's not talking to one person, he's talking to a whole group of people. He's talking to, like, people who have wronged him in some way or form, that have judged him and called him villainous for something that he didn't consider, that may or may not have been something completely different. Putting me into a jail cell is just ridiculous when I just studied a book that made me different. Look, I know that the powers the book gave me were endless, but I wasn't using the book's powers for dark purposes, so that's irrelevant. Alright, so that's a lot of information. So pretty much he's talking directly to these people who are threatening to put him in a jail cell, or have already put him in a jail cell, just because he, like, studied a forbidden book that was too powerful for one man to hold by themselves, but also too powerful to destroy. But he defends himself by saying he wasn't using it for ill will, so it shouldn't matter. So he feels like he's entitled to this book. Like he's entitled to such power. He's entitled to all of that for some reason. So after all of that, you paint me as the villain. That is something that won't ever be forgiven. But if you want me to be the villain so bad, then so be it. I'll make sure that your wish will be granted. So this he feels so wrong that he's giving in to what was commonly portrayed by people who access the book, that get the book, who even touch the book. So this book has it has properties, like, let me go back. I wasn't using the book's powers for dark purposes, so that's irrelevant. Look, I know the powers the book gave me were endless. So there you go. It has endless properties and powers attached to the book, and he feels like he's being painted as a villain, so he gives into it. He gives into it for some reason. He gives into their sort of idea of what book users, these book users can do, like, and why it's not a good idea for people to even hold a page of it, let alone the whole book. So now we got a whole villain on our hands. So we got the chorus again. And then here we go, new lyrics. I feel like I'm the hero and villain. You might think I started something. I can't win. I don't care about your opinions, even if I have a chance of meeting my death. Okay, so he's clearly more gray. Well, not gray. This guy's clearly still a villain. There's, like, he has this entitlement, this ignorant entitlement to this book, and now that someone's questioning it and trying to take it away from him and punishing him for keeping something that's so powerful and forbidden, he gets upset to the point where he loses control and let these ideas of villains being created by this power floats. Like, they are only enhanced now because it's happening right now, right? Their fears have manifested into reality. But he seems like he doesn't care. Like, he says it himself, and no matter if he truly means it or not, he's still, I'll give it to him, he's quite brave for even sliding in those words, even if he didn't truly mean them, if he didn't care. So there's a chance that he doesn't really care if he's going to get hurt. He doesn't care about the struggles. He's going to do this for some reason. He's going to do this. He's going to become the monster. But there's always a reason. Like, monsters aren't just created from thin air. There needs to be a motive. There needs to be an explanation. There needs to be a solution, a problem. I'ma keep trying to complete my quest until my last breath. The reason why you think I'm better dead is completely bullcrap. Alright, so we're gonna stop there. I'ma keep trying to complete my quest until my last breath. So he is really trying to sell. He's either trying to sell this point that he doesn't care, or that he really just doesn't care anymore. It's like he's gone through so much. He's been through so much that he can't care anymore. Like, he's been through it all and is, like, really, like, he has nothing else on his mind. He has nothing else to see. All of this through, but for the quest. And what that quest, you might be asking, is coming up soon. I stopped crime rates by 50%, and I did that in a month and a half. So you see, come on, past me. What was I thinking? Goodness. If I'm gonna write a poem next time, I'm gonna do it better than this. So I'm going to ask this question to this government again. So this confirms a few things. He stopped crime rates by 50% in wherever he lives, and this and the audience that he's talking to is the government, which also makes sense because we mentioned before there being like a jail cell. Let me find it. Putting me in a jail cell. Into jail cell. Alright. Into a jail cell is just ridiculous. Alright, yeah, that. So that confirms that the group that, like the message that this poem is going to, like, so far it's to the government. Or at least their government. From at least his government, where he is living at. Do you really care if your people die or live? Because if you did, you would understand and approve of what I'm doing. So he is on this quest to better the lives of, well, at least he claims to be doing this all for the betterment of people and life as a whole. We got this, and then we got the response. Approve of this, please. What you are doing is selfish. So it's completely just responding to the last set of, like the last argument, like the last point that this character, who I didn't even name, his name is Kapekiteo Sharon. At least for now, it's probably gonna change soon. But until then, Kapekiteo Sharon. Approve of this? Please, what you're doing is selfish. If you wanted to end all crime, why'd you kill those innocent civilians? Just face it. Use your dark magic for dark purposes. I feel like I have to add that. Use your dark magic for dark purposes and hide all of your actions behind the word justice. Even with all of your magic, you're absolutely pathetic. So I feel like we need space there, because that's where that response ends. So we have a representative of this sort of government that is going up against this vigilante of Kapekiteo Sharon. And they completely call him out for his actions against people. Well, against the people, and how it's selfish and how he hides behind the word justice. Pathetic justice? You and your team weren't even able to keep this place protected. And you're telling me there's another way for everyone to be defended. A foolish opinion. So he feels like he's the king. And with all that power, I mean, he can he's not like, you can see where he's coming from. I mean, I wouldn't say I completely agree with him, but he did, according to this, he did get the crime rates down to 50%. That's like a huge margin. Huge margin. And he feels like he's doing the government's job for them. And and it's like this sort of idea of don't bite the hand that feeds you sort of argument that he's trying to make, where he feels like he's giving them peace, they're giving them justice that they don't even have to work for. He's doing it. And so far, he's creating this perfect, like, not perfect, but far from it, but he's creating a better world. Slowly. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, didn't he give us a date? Yeah. And I did, hang on, and I did that in only a month and a half. I should say all of that. So, alright, let's finish this. When my way stops working, I'll stop killing all of these criminal scums. Unless that happens, the criminal mastermind will be succumbed. So, we have a full... Yeah, that's everything. So this tells a story of, like, it really conveys the story, right? We have arguments within here. We have, like, this is a story of justice and its false representatives. It's a story of illusions and what's real and what's not. It's a story of a man with such power trying to really change the world, but isn't going by it the right way, like we've seen before. But the government's getting more involved with it because of the capabilities this one person has. So that's the story of Kapekiteo. At least that's all we're gonna get into for the sake of my own sanity. I will see you all in another one where I'm probably gonna try this again, right? I wanna do Jackie Mo Purple, but I mean, it's not in my priorities, I'll be honest. Oh, and all of these haven't been posted, so these are like songs I used to work on when I was like a songwriter, but I feel like it'd be better if I just made them. Hang on. Oh, I got 2 more. Well, 3 more. Yeah, I could make this. I could stretch this out for a whole week. Why not? We're gonna stretch this out for a whole week, you guys. Yeah. I had fun with this. Hopefully you did too. You learned a few things from my sort of mythos. And I will see you all And another, we're gonna go to this one. Yeah. I'll see you later. Bye.